Australia, the land of sunshine and surf, of koalas and kangaroos, a place where the natural beauty is as diverse as its people. From the bustling cities to the serene outback, Australia has long been a symbol of freedom and opportunity. Its golden beaches and vibrant wildlife have drawn people from all corners of the globe, seeking a new life under the Southern Cross. A beacon of freedom and opportunity, or so it seemed. For decades, Australia prided itself on being a multicultural haven, a place where different cultures and backgrounds could coexist harmoniously. The Australian dream was alive and well, promising a better future for all who dared to dream. Today, a chill wind blows across this once welcoming nation. The atmosphere has shifted, and the warmth that once defined Australia is being replaced by a growing sense of unease. The dark clouds gathering on the horizon are not just a weather phenomenon, but a metaphor for the changing social and political climate. A shadow has fallen, darkening the golden beaches and casting a long shadow over its immigrant communities. The vibrant neighborhoods that once thrived with cultural diversity now face uncertainty and fear. The sense of belonging that many immigrants felt is being eroded by policies that seem to target them specifically. Australia has unveiled an immigration crackdown of unprecedented severity. The new measures are strict and unforgiving, leaving many in a state of limbo. Families are being torn apart, and the dream of a better life is slipping away for many who sought refuge on these shores. A fortress Australia is being erected, its gates clanging shut with a resounding finality. The once open arms of the nation are now guarded by barbed wire and strict border controls. The message is clear. Australia is no longer the welcoming land it once was. This is the story of that transformation, a transformation that has seen the country shift from a beacon of hope to a fortress of exclusion. The policies and rhetoric have changed, and with them, the very soul of the nation. A story of laws weaponized, of dreams shattered, and of lives caught in the crosshairs of a nation grappling with its identity. The legal landscape has become a minefield for immigrants, with new regulations making it increasingly difficult to gain entry or remain in the country. This is not hyperbole. This is the new reality for countless individuals seeking refuge or a fresh start in Australia. The faces of those affected tell a story of despair and uncertainty as they navigate a system that seems designed to keep them out rather than welcome them in. The lucky country, as it was once known, is rapidly transforming into a land of fear and uncertainty, not just for undocumented migrants but for all who dare to dream of calling Australia home. The fear is palpable, and the protests are growing louder as more people voice their concerns about the direction the country is taking. The Australian government justifies these measures as essential for national security, for protecting its borders, and for preserving its national identity. But at what cost? The debate rages on, with many questioning whether the price of security is too high, and whether the nation's identity is being compromised in the process. Is this the Australia the world knows and respects? The image of a welcoming, diverse, and inclusive nation is being challenged, and the world is watching closely. The question remains, can Australia reconcile its need for security with its tradition of openness and hospitality? A nation built on immigration, on diversity, on the backs of those who dared to cross oceans for a better life? The history of Australia is rich with stories of immigrants who have contributed to its growth and prosperity. These stories are a testament to the strength and resilience of those who have made Australia their home. The answer, increasingly, seems to be a resounding yes. As the nation grapples with its identity and future, the voices of those affected by these changes grow louder. The story of Australia's transformation is still being written, and its outcome will shape the nation's legacy for generations to come. At the heart of this crackdown lies a seemingly innocuous document, the Migration Amendment Bill. This bill, while appearing to be just another piece of legislative paperwork, holds within it the power to reshape the lives of countless individuals. It is a document that has been meticulously crafted, with every clause and subclause designed to tighten the grip of the government on immigration policies. Don't be fooled by the bureaucratic jargon. The language may be complex, but the intent is crystal clear. This bill is not just about managing immigration, it is about control, about asserting dominance over who gets to stay and who must leave. This bill is a weapon, carefully crafted to expand the government's power and curtail the rights of immigrants. It is a tool of enforcement, giving authorities unprecedented power to act with impunity. The stern faces of politicians and the presence of law enforcement officers underscore the seriousness with which this bill is being implemented. It is the legal bedrock upon which this new fortress is being built. Each brick laid represents another layer of restriction, another barrier to entry. The construction of this metaphorical fortress is a clear indication of the government's intent to create an impenetrable barrier against those seeking refuge. The bill, passed with alarming speed and minimal public discourse, is a testament to the government's determination to reshape Australia's immigration landscape. The hurried meetings and the fast-moving clouds over the Parliament House symbolize the urgency and the lack of transparency in the process. Public protests highlight the growing dissent and the voices that are being ignored. With the stroke of a pen, the Migration Amendment Bill has rewritten the rules of the game. The simple act of signing a document has set in motion a series of changes that will have profound impacts on the lives of many. The official stamp signifies the finality and the authority behind these new regulations. It has armed the government with sweeping powers to detain, deport, and deny entry with a ruthlessness that is chilling. The images of detention centers and people being escorted by police are stark reminders of the human cost of these policies. Security checks at the border have become more stringent, leaving many in a state of perpetual anxiety. It is the legal equivalent of a sledgehammer used to crush the hopes of those seeking sanctuary or a chance at a better life. The shattered image of a family and the person in despair are poignant symbols of the dreams that are being destroyed. This bill is not just a policy, it is a devastating blow to the aspirations of many. The bill's impact is immediate and far-reaching. The crowded immigration offices and the long queues of people are evidence of the widespread uncertainty and fear. Worried faces in waiting rooms tell the story of countless individuals who are now unsure of their future. It has created a climate of fear and uncertainty, not just among undocumented migrants but also among those with valid visas. People are now constantly looking over their shoulders, families are huddled together in worry, and the anxiety is palpable in the crowds. The sense of security that once existed has been eroded. The message is clear. Australia is closed for business, and even the slightest misstep can have catastrophic consequences. The closed signs on business doors and the deserted streets are a stark contrast to the once bustling environment. Rejection letters are becoming all too common, leaving many to wonder about their place in this new reality. This is not just about border security. It is about creating an environment of surveillance and control. The security cameras and barbed wire fences are physical manifestations of the heightened scrutiny and the barriers that are being erected. It is about sending a message that is being broadcasted loud and clear through press conferences and public announcements. The large crowds listening to speeches are being told in no uncertain terms what the new rules are, a message of deterrence, of exclusion, and of intolerance. The no-entry signs and the warning signs are clear indicators of the new stance. Protesters holding signs against immigration policies are fighting an uphill battle against a tide of exclusionary practices. Imagine this. You arrive in Australia, your heart filled with hope. The anticipation of a new beginning fills your soul as you step off the plane, breathing in the air of a land you've longed to call home. You've dreamt of this moment, of a fresh start in a new land. The promise of opportunity and freedom has been your guiding star. But instead of open arms, you are met with cold steel. The reality hits you like a ton of bricks as you face the stern gaze of immigration officers. Your documents are checked, scrutinized, and then denied. The word echoes in your mind, shattering your dreams in an instant. You are now an unlawful non-citizen. The label feels like a brand marking you as an outsider, an unwanted presence. Your dream has become a nightmare. The hope that once burned brightly within you is now a flickering ember, struggling to stay alive. Under Australia's draconian mandatory detention policy, anyone caught without a valid visa is immediately detained. The system is unforgiving, leaving no room for compassion or understanding, no exceptions, no second chances. The rigidity of the policy leaves you with no hope for redemption. You are now a prisoner in your own personal Kafkaesque nightmare. The walls close in around you, suffocating your spirit. You are thrown into a detention center, a place where hope goes to die. The bleak surroundings mirror the despair that has taken root in your heart. These centers, both onshore and offshore, are notorious for their harsh conditions, their indefinite detention periods, and their psychological toll on detainees. The endless waiting erodes your sense of self. You are stripped of your dignity, your freedom, and your future. The system dehumanizes you, reducing you to a mere number. You are now at the mercy of a system that seems designed to break you, to crush your spirit, to force you to give up. The weight of despair is almost unbearable, but you cling to the faint hope that one day, you will be free. The wheels of the deportation machine, once slow and cumbersome, are now greased and running at full speed. The process has been streamlined, appeals curtailed, and removals expedited. The message is clear: get on board the Deportation Express or face the consequences. Those with even minor criminal records, including non-violent offenses, are prioritized for removal. Families are torn apart, lives uprooted, and futures extinguished. The human cost of this crackdown is immeasurable. Refusal to leave is not an option. It is a crime, punishable by further detention and even harsher treatment. You are trapped in a system designed to strip you of your rights and your dignity. The Deportation Express is a one-way ticket to uncertainty, to a future shrouded in fear and despair.